All right, hey folks, it's Monday night. We're gonna do some game design. Normally people would have music playing and like we'll start soon and like a countdown or something like that. But I am far more of a mutt than that to be so sophisticated. So I'm gonna yammer at you while I do all the update stuff that other people do while that music's playing, including while I do all the update stuff. Doing a mic check. Sounds like I'm coming through okay. I feel like I could do better on this front though. So that seems, let's do another mic check here real quick, just check. Let's do another mic check here real quick, just I've got a bit more, it's like more treble than I usually have, I feel like. I'm gonna have to review that and see if I can futz with that. But otherwise it sounds like I'm at least coming through okay. So I've got a new ceiling fan, so it's intensely bright, so there's going to be some reflection coming off of me. So all I need to do is press like a dozen more buttons, and then we'll officially have started like a normal stream would. So give me a few moments here while we kick through that process here. Ba-bop, 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 ba-bop. Social media posts, hitting the sky, hitting the twit. And then I'm going to punch the Discord communities that I hold a love for. And so I guess I can entertain you guys and not dump too many viewers here real quick by getting you through this. Again, I'll be done here in a minute. My name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them. I publish them online. I'm creating content for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition right now. I've been a DM since 1987. I've been a freelance illustrator since 99, and I've been making content on DMsGuild since 2018. There's a ton of books that I've already made that are linked down in the description down below. They all have free previews. I mean, extensive cover-to-cover free previews. Check them out. If you think if you're a 5e enthusiast and you want to explore some of those ideas to like introduce the color mana system into your D&D game, or to have ship mechanic like fleet and fighter squadron mechanics for your Spelljammer campaigns, or all sorts of stuff like that. Check that stuff out. If it adds value to your games, consider making a purchase, because if you buy it, there's usually a bunch of downloads like tokens or like character sheets or other type of assets that go along with the thing that you grab. So there does have an added value for actually picking it up. Plus, it encourages me to perform similar behavior in the future. So, and to that scent, let's wrap up my intro stuff here and kick this stuff to too far, Kearney. There we go. All right, cool. So let's just wrap up here. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Oh my God! Thanks for all the new subscribers over the weekend. Holy Hannah! Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications when we're live in the future. Here's the full playlist of all 35 episodes of us constructing this Bastion campaign concept that we'll be publishing on the DMsGuild. It rebuilds the Bastion system that was introduced in the DMG 2024 and creates a like a skill check sort of system that has success and failures. And the failure becomes a seed for an adventure for your characters to take action and make the thing go right, so that whatever check your Bastion fails, your characters act as fixers to make the deal go through, or to find the information that you needed, or repel the invaders, or whatever it is your Bastion's attempting to achieve. That it's either a success or a complication. So that's most of what the system's about. The book has 3 objectives. Hold on real quick. Here's a bunch of books. Here's my Discord community hangout. We playtest on Saturdays. Here's the full live stream, and here is the playtest document. Click on that, and that'll take you to the Bastion campaign book, which is the same document that we've been using here the entire time. So you can read along in real time as we build it. It's read-only for you. I'll be editing the document today. And big shout out to the growing crowd of people that are playtesting and contributing to the success of this project. So 3 major objectives of this project is 1, create a standardized crafting system that either your characters or their NPC hirelings in the Bastion can utilize to build virtually anything in the game short of an artifact. Timing, resources, materials, time, cost, and then potential complications that go into it. These are all the elements of crafting stuff in D&D, and it can be done as quickly as 8 hours, or it could take an entire season or more, depending on the scale of project that you're working on. The second objective is to create a replicatable system for defining what facilities are inside of your bastion, how to establish a bastion or multiple bastions, how bastions can integrate into settlements, and how you can swap between the idea of being a bastion or a settlement back and forth, to gamify the Bastion campaign system so that when you are creating your bastion, you are allocating points to improve different types of structures, and that you have die rolls that you make to, again, have successes versus complications. And then the third piece of this is to take the concept of complications and to use it as a progressively generated campaign, which starts your campaign at level 1 with your characters being a part of, if not in command of, but at least participating in a bastion that the players control. So the players are dictating the actions of the bastion almost as a collective NPC, like a pirate ship that becomes your bastion. Well, where are we sailing to next? Let's go to Barbados. Okay, cool. We're going to sail to Barbados, and along the way, we're going to perform these different tasks. When we get there, what's our ship doing, like with trade or pillaging or gathering materials or whatever it is that you're doing? You make your die rolls. And if you fail a die roll, it creates a complication. Yeah, we would love to give you these 15 crates of Cockspur rum. Unfortunately, the rum factory is under attack by golems. It's like, well, we should probably, if we want our rum, we got to go beat up the golems. So we're going to roll in there, and that becomes our adventure. These adventure hooks become things that give you a reason to activate different groups of characters, West March style, across multiple levels if you want. They can have multiple adventuring teams running out of the same bastion, achieving different goals at different tiers of play. Imagine, if you would, that the Boros Legion from Magic the Gathering Ravnica setting. Imagine that the Boros Legion itself was structured like a bastion, with 1 million members across the globe. There could be issues as small as somebody's been raiding the galleys in the nearby barracks. What's going on there? That's a first level task to achieve. Or it could scale all the way up to Rakdos is stepping from the abyss into the plane to hold a riot rave. And you need to activate 17th level characters to fight to fight Rakdos directly. Or say the Gruul clans have all gathered together to assault the 4th precinct. There's 10,000 orcs strong, and they're all coming at you on Razorback boars. So we need to activate a 13th level team to lead a legion of angels to fight off the Gruul in that combat, using the Bastion conflict system that we have built into this book. So these are different ideas that you can have, and so you can see you can have like these different tiers of play happening at the same time inside of your campaign setting, all operating out of whatever scale of bastion or settlement you want to operate with. So those are the ideas. So we're going to double check here real quick that okay, I can still hear myself distantly. So we're going to peel this document out here, and we're going to grab this here. We're going to scroll down past the orders. So we have about 32 some odd different facilities. 29 already exist in the DMG, and we are reimagining those facilities inside the Bastion, and we're adding additional bastions that either make a lot of sense, fulfill a mechanical need that we have, or have been popular here on the stream to create. So great. So this is the stack of different facilities, the type of orders that can be issued to them, the rank on our scale of 1 to 5, what rank your facility needs to be. It corresponds basically with the proficiency bonus levels of your character, 1, 5, 9, 13, 17. That's roughly the scale of power that your Bastion has. So a 3rd rank Bastion could support like 9th level adventures, anywhere from like 1 to 12. Levels 1 to 12, a 3rd rank Bastion could support that level of adventure. Anything more difficult than that is probably going to overwhelm your Bastion, and you don't have any characters that are powerful enough inside of that structure to be able to take on that task. If you were to run it independently of your characters, you could have 17th level characters that are just starting their first Bastion, maybe it's only 1st or 2nd rank, so it doesn't cause the kind of trouble that attracts your character's attention. So it would stay very much in the background until it scales up to be able to create significant opportunities or threats that this 5th rank of characters character team would need to be involved with. So let's go to our second page. We're going to go down to we are in the final processing of facilities. We've boiled them down to be very simple. Actually, this is the page I need to be on right here. We're going to take this one and go all the way to the back of the bus. And we're looking at how facilities are structured now, reimagined with the Bastion campaigns. So there's orders that can be improved. So we have the improved orders. Each facility can do one or more of these things. Improve orders, provide passive benefits to either the to the Bastion itself. Like having this facility makes your Bastion better this way automatically, independent of giving any kind of orders. Then there's downtime activities, which improve your characters for spending time in the Bastion instead of just having it be background. It becomes, again, the focus of the campaign. And so your characters using that Bastion as their base of operations regularly, they can take advantage of downtime activities inside of the Bastion because they are there. And then finally, there's facility orders, which are, now we can improve the quality of so you issue orders for your Bastion to do things. There's only 7 types of orders that can be issued to a Bastion. It's either going to be crafting something, empowering something, harvesting materials, recruiting, maintaining either defense or a lifestyle for the Bastion. And then there's recruiting, there's research, and there's trade. So a facility can improve one of those 7 orders, and every time you increase the rank of an order up to the rank of the Bastion itself, but when you increase the rank, you're basically giving your Bastion inspiration dice every time they make an ability check to attempt to carry out an order that's been issued to them. Like, I need you to make plate mail armor, and that plate mail armor might be, like, say, a DC 15 to create. And your 3rd rank Bastion rolls a D20 plus 3 for rank, and then say it has 2 points put into crafting. It would have you can have up to 5 points in any particular order, and each point gives you a higher graded inspiration die: D4, D6, D8, D10, D12. Just like proficiency dice from Essence 20 or the 2014 DMG proficiency, using proficiency dice instead of proficiency bonuses. Those dice represent how well your hirelings are working together inside the Bastion. You could roll a 20 on the D20 roll and then roll a 1 on the Bastion die and still potentially fail the task. Because although the Bastion performed well on the D20 roll, your actual hirelings inside of the Bastion are not working at all with that 1. Like a 5th rank Bastion could have up to a D12. A 12 would be an amazing success as people working with one mind, as opposed to a 1 where everyone's just actively fighting and sabotaging each other's efforts. So there's a really fun narrative element that goes into the proficiency die that really leans into the Bastion system well because of how NPCs are given the task. So you make your Bastion check, like that plate mail, DC 15, your 3rd rank Bastion, D20 plus 3, but because, say, they have 2 points of crafting, they're going to roll a D6. So if they rolled a 5, that's a plus 8. The D8 equals 5 plus the 3 for 3rd rank plus your D20. You'd only have to roll a 7 or better on the 20-sided die. You're probably going to be successful at creating that plate mail. But if you fail the die roll, a complication occurs, and it could either be something that you could issue an additional order for your bastion to resolve independently without using characters to make it a real downtime activity background thing, or you could activate that, like, your iron is, like, you don't have the amount of iron that you're supposed to have. Your iron is missing. Like, that could be a random result of why your, what the complication is. Like, you don't have enough iron, so you can't finish the suit. Well, who's stealing our fucking iron? Like, well, that becomes an adventure for you to track down who's stealing your iron and resolve it. At the end of the adventure, you get your iron back so you can complete the plate mail. But it also might open up new paths of adventure for your characters to further explore, or may help at the same time get your bastion more integrated into the geopolitics of the campaign world that you're running through. So in that sense, it's almost like a geopolitical hex crawl, where every time you're issuing an order that creates complications, it's causing your characters to go out and interact with these different organizations and individuals that have a significant enough presence to prevent you from being able to make plate mail, for instance. So so those are the three objectives of the book: crafting system that's consistent, gamify orders issued to your bastion to create successes and failures, which thus create new adventuring hooks, and then building a campaign around the premise of complications driving the campaign in a procedurally generated campaign from level 1 to 20. So I'm currently running through a campaign that way. Our character's about 12th level right now. They're currently fighting Droam in the orbit of Eberron while they try to build and develop their asteroid mining operation. That's their bastion, is a mining corporation in space, made of dwarves from Warhold, the Zalargo gnomes, and the Siren Nation, which is actually just a woken Warforged. In our campaign world, all the Warforged of Eberron are actually used to be warlocks to a dark god that was granting them forbidden knowledge about infusing souls into machinery. And so when the team finished the campaign, they had thwarted the god of machines, and all of the Sirens that were bound into the bodies of Warforged remembered who they were. And are now like, well, we don't have a nation, so we got to build a new one. Rise of Sire, let's go to space and mine asteroids, Spelljammer style, with the elves, with the gnomes and the dwarves, because none of us are human at this point. So I think that's the Bastion campaign that I'm running right now. And what happens in that campaign helps me figure better out flavor for how this is being presented when we get into the back end and start building out a DM project for this. So this is our format. So when we actually go into the book here, we're looking at like our first arcane study. It has improvements and it has orders. The arcane study itself doesn't have any passive benefits and it doesn't have any downtime activities. But you can craft things, you can create magic items with it, and you can perform research to create arcane spells. So that's what the arcane study can do. So we've gone through a number of these so far. And we're getting down to, we have a space marked. There we are. This is where we left off. So we're going to continue this effort of crafting these effects that we're looking at. And what is that? 1, 2, 3. Right. So we did the library, the laboratory. We can look at this. So we can see here, like the laboratory has improvements as well as facility benefits. Like the laboratory, when issuing the harvest order to acquire materials, you can roll an additional bastion die. We were talking about like rolling d6s or d8s or whatever. Well, this lets you roll an extra one and add the highest. So basically, you're getting an advantage on your proficiency dice. If you have a laboratory and you're trying to harvest materials, like maybe you have an acid that helps dissolve rock off of iron ore, for instance. So it makes it easier for you to process and smelt iron. Maybe you have a compound that you can create that strips strips the seeds out of cotton, so it's easier for you to harvest plant material that way. All sorts of fun stuff like that. That's what that facility benefit does, and that's the narrative that goes behind it. And then there's, again, issuing orders, making non-magical stuff and making magical stuff. And in this case, the only thing that laboratories can make magical are potions. So that's fair enough. So yeah, this is a structure. That's the structure that we follow. So we're generally looking at like 1, 2, 3 things here. This has got 1, 2, 3 things here. What is this? Trade, that's 1. Recruit, that's 2. Facility benefits, that's 3. And then improvements, that's 4. That's the guild hall. So the guild hall has 4 things that it improves. Laboratory has 1, 2, 3, 4 things that it improves. The library has 1, 2, 3, 4 things that it improves. Is that really consistent? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 for government. Okay. 1, 2, 3 for garden. 1, 2, 3 for gaming hall. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it looks like generally it's like 3 or 4 things that a facility can do. That seems to be pretty consistent. 3 or 4 things. 1, 2, 3, 4 things with the armory. That's cool. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So 3 or 4. Basically, it's 3 or 4 things. 1, 2, 3, 4 for. Yeah. Okay. We may have a balancing point in there someplace. Maybe we'll find that there's more things with 4 things than 3. So maybe we'll give whatever has 3 a 4th thing. But then that will we're establishing like how much stuff can you do or gain from a particular facility. So keeping that 3 or 4 rule in mind. Let's get into the meditation chamber. We already have improvements of 1. We have facility benefits. Which is making an empowered check. You can roll an additional when making an empowerment check. When you issue, does that go now? When you issue, when issuing a crafting order to create. There you go. When issuing. An empower order. You can roll an additional die. Downtime activities includes a character can spend a bastion turn of downtime activity using this facility. A character that spends a bastion turn of downtime activity using this facility gains the benefits of a divine charm. The maximum charm level can be empowered is determined by the number of bastion points expended to improve the empower order of this facility. Is that a consistent thing? Hold on. Downtime activity. I want to look for the pattern. Downtime activity. Wait for it. We are searching for downtime activities. I guess this is the first downtime activity we're looking at. Okay, so let's see. You can use attract you gain a specialist for each bastion point spent to improve the guild hall. There it is. You gain 1 specialist for each bastion point spent to improve the guild hall. And you could improve the guild hall by spending points on craft, recruit, or trade. 1 point each is 3 points worth of improvement. Each improving the bastion die of a different order. You gain 1 specialist for each bastion point spent to improve the guild hall. Each improving the bastion die of a different order. Limited by the rank of the bastion as listed below. Comma. There we go. We're looking for patterns. A character that spends a bastion turn of downtime, the maximum charm level that can be empowered is determined by the number of bastion points expended to improve this facility. limited by the rank of the Bastion as listed below. One charm can be active per character at a time from the list. Up to the character's level as listed below. It's a little redundant, but that's okay for now. Bastion points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The maximum charm level that can be empowered is determined by the number of Bastion points expended to improve this facility. Up to, that should probably read as up to the rank of the Bastion. 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 One moment. I'm just sweeping through here. Up to. I'm looking for up to language. Adding dice. Inside demiplane. Up to command. A Bastion that gives on damage area remain under the command and control. Character take command of take the undead, follow the rules, animate dead until they return. A character can take the undead from here. You can issue the harvest order to animate. Okay. Up to the rank of the Bastion. That is the language that we're using. Excellent. The DC to recruit soldiers in max rank that can defend the Bastion is determined by your Bastion rank. Acquire the item. Value faster. Higher rank Bastions take longer to complete the auction. Up to answers. Bastion. Okay, cool. So that's resolved now. Up to, we have that language solidified. So the maximum charm level that can be empowered is determined by the number of Bastion points expended to improve this facility up to the rank of the Bastion as listed below. One charm can be active per character at a time up to the character's level. So this should probably be flipped. Bastion points, charm level, character level. Probably how we should do that. So I'm gonna flip this while I'm thinking about it. Man, I just adore doing this kind of work. This is, for me, this is just a fun project. My absolute favorite type of stuff. 5 to 8. Building mechanical systems like this, especially for 5th edition, just it's the bee's knees to me. I am very impressed with how the 5e game engine operates in general. And hold on. It's warm in here. I feel like I need to 5 to 8, 2, 1. Let me get this out of the way. I'm gonna go open the door here real quick because it is just, it's warm. I've got this. I like feeling comfortable. And I wear this robe to feel comfortable. It's as much of a security blanket as it is just an overgarment for my t-shirt. And it's starting to get warm in Seattle again, so I'll have to downgrade to my lighter fabric, and I'm not happy about that because this thing's it's basically a shower towel. So it's just ridiculously comfortable. All right. Okay, so that's good. There. Let's see. Now we're looking at orders. Downtime activity, facility benefits, and the only order that we can issue is recruiting. So orders. Recruit. You can issue the recruit order to attract an adept sidekick as a hireling that can accompany your character on adventures. The DC to recruit is based on the level of the sidekick, which cannot exceed the level of the characters. So, again, this is decoupling the. God, that's almost like a. That can also accompany. I don't need to necessarily have that there. Hey, how you doing, Francois? But yeah, this is a good example of decoupling the ability of the Bastion from like the rank, like the Bastion's rank itself. This is strictly hinging around the level of the characters. While here we're looking at the Bastion, like the ranks that you have spent in the meditation chamber. Those number of points are demonstrating how powerful your organization is to be able to replicate these effects that then get infused into your character for spending downtime here. So that's a little bit different. Here it's looking at how how a Bastion can attract any kind of character, can attract any kind of hirelings. But since they're since they're being presented as sidekicks, they can't outlevel the character. But you could have pretty much any level of character inside your Bastion. But one of our major objectives here is to standardize the formatting for how these things work. So when you look at it, you just automatically know how these work in general. So I think this is the only instance of I think this is the first sidekick that we've been able to introduce. Barracks has troops. The Crypt has troops, undead troops, but troops nonetheless. Troops. Yeah, this is the first instance that we see of hiring. The guild hall has specialists, but those aren't sidekicks. They're just hirelings. In this instance, they increase the die. Your Bastion die without necessarily increasing your facilities. Like the specialists are the facilities. As long as they have the tools they need to do their craft, they can upgrade the ability of your Bastion to accomplish those goals through their specialization. So that's a fun way of manipulating the system and distinguishing between space and skill. Like you have a whole bunch of people that aren't as skilled but have all of the equipment and specialized equipment that they would need to get things done. While you could have a simpler facility that doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but you have specialists that know how to accomplish a lot with minimal resources. So, but in the end, third rank is third rank. They're still going to add a D8. It's just, do you have a big place with a bunch of people creating this thing, or do you just have one guy who's really good at what he does? And so but the die roll end up being the same. It's just narrated differently. So ubiquitous. It's like 6 or a half dozen. It's the same thing. So dropping back down into the meditation chamber, maybe it makes sense for us to standardize this here. The maximum. Maybe we need to change that to be like this. Let's standardize it and see if it breaks. It should be fine. To the DC to recruit is based on the level of the sidekick. Oh wait, no, big difference, because this automatically happens. So we're forcing you to have a certain level of rank to make it happen because there's no risk. Downtime activities have no risk associated with them. Orders do. So we're creating, so orders should have DCs attached to them. And in this instance, let's see, you can issue the recruit order to attract an adept as a hireling that you can accompany your characters on the adventure. The DC to recruit is based on the level of the sidekick, which cannot exceed the level of the characters. I still want to introduce the idea. I still like the idea. I like the idea of introducing required rank. But I don't like double stacking like that. Like I just said, I don't like double stacking. So let's see if there's any other instance of double stacking on an order. You can issue the trade order to acquire material or non-magical items. The difficulty is determined by the value of the item. You can issue the trade order to acquire material or non-magical items. The difficulty is determined by the value of the item. So having rank in there is irrelevant. That means that when we go back and we look at the orders up above with standardizing, so we were standardizing crafting and empowering by being a rarity, and the rarity level also determines the cost of the item being created. Common, uncommon, rare, very rare, legendary, 100, 400, 4,000, 40,000, 200,000. Those are our breakdowns. To be able to craft, to be able to empower an item to become a magic item, you have to have facility. Your bastion has to have people in it that are capable of casting the level of magic that the item requires. And generally, that idea is kind of washed out of the game system. That's a great question, actually. Let's go to... like the potion, like a healing potion, it doesn't require a character level. It like you can brew a common healing potion, healing 2d4 hit points. You can do that in a day. And anyone can do that. It's like I don't even think it has a check. I honestly, I kind of don't want to look it up because I hate how difficult it is to look up shit in D&D Beyond. But we'll give it a shot. So let's go to, here's a 2024. Here we go. Creating a magic item. The magic items in Chapter 7 are but a few of the magic treasures that characters can discover during their adventures. You can modify these magic items or create new ones using the guidelines in this section. Rules for characters crafting magic items are in Chapter. Altering abilities, altering form, altering, combining. Okay, that's here. Crafting magic items. The player's handbook contains rules for brewing potions and scrolls, but to create other magic items, follow the rules below. And these rules, you, refers to the character crafting the magic item. To craft a magic item, you and any assistants must have proficiency in the Arcana skill. The magic items, the magic item tools table lists which tools is required to make a magic item of each category. You must use the required tool to make an item and have proficiency with that tool. Any assistants must also have proficiency with it. For more information on the tools, see the player's handbook. Depending on what kind of armor. Jeweler's tool will cover his tools. Okay, this all jives because this equipment is assumed to be in the facility, and it's assumed that the hirelings are capable of using those tools to create the things. Hey, what's up? This all jives because this equipment. Your bot isn't allowing me to speak. I don't know what that means. Like you're not, like you're being prevented from discussing, like talking about stuff? That seems weird. Give me a hot second. Let's see if there's something going on. Let's see. It means I've commented 3 times on what's up, and it won't allow my message through. Huh. But it's letting this go through, so it doesn't like the word "what's up"? Is that what's going on? I mean, those comments are going through, right? But obviously you're coming through now, so that's weird. I don't know what to say about that, honestly. And I don't see any problems. So apparently YouTube doesn't like people saying what's up. I have no idea. Honestly. That's really weird. I don't have any particular weird rules or anything, but okay. Well, I mean, thanks for the heads up. So we're talking about, right, we're looking at the empowered rules. Spells. If a magic item allows its user to cast any spells from it, you must have all those spells prepared every day you're spending. This is a major crux right here, is that if you're making a spell that requires duplicating a spell level, you have to have hirelings that are capable of producing that, and then we have the leveling table here, which we had up here in the meditation chamber. Wait for it. Where did it go? There we go. Boon, right? Charm level equals character level, basically spell level. Cantrip in level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, not including Wish. Bastion rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that corresponds. So like if you want to create a magic item that has Cone of Cold, 4th level spell, you have to have a 3rd rank Bastion. Otherwise your hirelings won't be of a sufficient level to know, like to have Cone of Cold prepared. These aren't active wizards running around. They're not sidekicks. It's strictly for the creation of magic items that these Bastion characters, or to be able to infuse a charm into your character. That's the scaling that we work with. They aren't something you can just exploit and then have like run around the town and throw a bunch of fireballs all the time. That's not what the system is for. These are hirelings, kind of like mage rights. They aren't real wizards, Harry. So, let's see. You can issue the recruit order. Let's see, just to make sure we have everything. Time and cost, work per day, time and money based, etc. For each day of crafting, you must work for 8 hours. If an item requires multiple days, those days needn't be consecutive. Assistance. Characters can combine their efforts to shorten their crafting time, divide the time needed to create an item by the number of characters working on it. Normally, only one other character can assist you, but the DM might allow more assistance. Raw materials. The cost of the table represents the raw materials needed to make a magical item. The DM determines whether appropriate raw materials are available in a city. There's a 75%. If a magic item incorporates an item that has a purchase cost, such as a weapon or suit of armor, you must also pay that entire cost or craft that item yourself. Cost time is half the value. There you go. And that's it. So there are no other requirements under crafting. So no rules, no die rolls. It just automatically happens. There you go. That could be, it's very simple. It's not necessarily satisfying, but it certainly does the thing. Fair enough. But that tells us that Bastion, yes, for level. So that should go towards crafting as well for higher levels of complexity. But for orders of recruiting somebody, it looks like we can get away without having to double dip it. But if we're being consistent, then yeah. Okay, we're being consistent, so equals yeah. Let's do it. Bastion. Oh no, we'll go Bastion rank. Go with rank. Like that. Yeah, sorry, Francois. I don't understand why that would be a problem, but it certainly seems weird. You can issue the recruit order to attract an adept sidekick as a hireling that can accompany your character on adventures. The DC to recruit is based on the level of the sidekick, which cannot exceed the level of the characters. The Bastion must be of sufficient rank. High enough level to attract the sidekick as well. That's horrible language. Bastion rank, psychic level, order DC. Okay, well, super. Stop experimenting, please. Obviously, YouTube is experimenting with new filters. 1, 2, 3. Fuck it. I don't care if I have a channel or not. Whatever. Explore the space, my man. Improvement. We're making a harvest check. Okay, great. So that's one order is recruiting, downtime activities. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's 4 things. Cool. Let's move on. Menagerie requires second rank. Improvement. Harvest, maintain, recruit, and trade. Let's see how it shakes out. Facility benefits. When making a harvest check, when issuing the harvest order, to attain Did we have this conversation before? Define attain. Addison, no, sorry, attain. Succeed in achieving, acquire. It was attain versus acquire. Learn or develop. Acquire, right. Acquire, to acquire animal materials. Because there's 3 types of materials that you need to craft and empower things, which is animal, plant, and mineral. Or animal, mineral, plant. Those are the 3 type of materials that you could harvest or gather to create items with. Basic human rights. Right on. Basic human rights. Maintain. Okay, so facility benefits when issuing the harvest order. When making a maintain check. So 1, 2, 3. Do we separate these things like with a space? Is that what we were doing? Orders, no improvements. I swear we had something that had 2. Yeah, we aren't giving out a lot of facility benefits, are we? Oh wait. Well, let's check out the guild hall again real quick. Nope, only 1. You can issue the trade order to acquire materials or non-materials. That makes sense. Yeah. Well, thank you. Wow, that's well. God bless being an American. I love it. No, nowhere else in the world am I allowed to just completely destroy myself if I wish. We appreciate you. Menagerie, that's right. Okay, so when issuing the harvest order, recruit, harvest. I can't have a facility benefit that improves the die roll of an order that I can issue to the facility itself. That is a self-referential rule that we're establishing for the system, so we aren't violating that. You can issue the recruit order to convince a monster to aid the operations of your bastion or act as a sidekick during your adventure. The maximum CR, this is the menagerie. Oh, that's right, stables is what I'm thinking of elsewhere. So I feel like I don't need to improve the maintain order with this. Let's go check out the big book of big and look at special facility descriptions. Let's go to the menagerie and see if the menagerie does something. Nope, menagerie is all about recruiting. Cool. So we can get rid of the maintain action here. And let's go to our table here and simplify. Reduce that. Where's trade at? I don't feel like I want to cut trade. And issuing the harvest order to acquire animal materials. I'm okay with that. I don't see how trade improves from this, though. Nah, we'll just leave it like that. We'll keep trade for now. Yeah. Order recruit. Beep, 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 beep. Thank you, timely timer. Order recruit. Orders. Recruit. You can issue the recruit order to convince a monster to aid the operations of your bastion, the maximum, or to act as a sidekick during adventures. The maximum CR you can recruit cannot exceed the rank of the bastion. You can retain a number of monsters as allies equal to this way. Equal to the number of bastion points expended to improve the facilities. To improve this facility. I like that. It's a little bit more general. Harvest, recruit, trade. I could almost see maintain. I'm just not. I don't know, man. I feel like maintain is better than trade. Harvest, maintain. Yeah. Hold on, I gotta do a quick spot check on how many maintains I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There. What's up? It depends. It's up to you, really. The way that it works currently is that each bastion turn is a week. So by default, you're making a maintain check every week. However, based on the level of lifestyle that you've attained, you can spend points to sustain it for however, like you basically spend points and hold them. And so the higher here, let's take a quick field trip because that's a great question. Bastion, here we go. It might not be spelled out yet, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, we've got 5 points here. So I could spend one. If I have a poor lifestyle, I'd spend 1 point out of my bastion pool. Like if I spent all my bastion points in creating different facilities, I don't have any points left over. I'm going to be stuck rolling my lifestyle on every week. However, if I start stockpiling bastion points, they still count towards gaining ranks, but I haven't spent them on facilities. However, if I hit so it's 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points, 5 points. So if I somehow hit a DC 30, like if I have a first rank bastion and I hit a DC 30 aristocratic lifestyle, I could spend 5 points to sustain that aristocratic lifestyle for however long a first rank bastion can do so. And so looking down here, oh, there we go. Bastion points to sustain. This is the superior table. So let's actually get rid of this one. This one's old. Burp. There. Okay, so you can't sustain a wretched or squalid lifestyle. It's literally the opposite of sustaining something. It's breaking down. So, but you can have, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the rank of your bastion. A first rank bastion can't sustain something for more than a week anyway. So like you'd have no reason to spend bastion points for a first rank bastion to sustain any level of lifestyle because the bastion is not big enough to sustain something more than on a week-by-week basis. But once you get into larger scale, month, season, year, and at a 5th ranked bastion that puts 5 points into an aristocratic lifestyle, can basically maintain it forever unless somebody does something to sabotage their bastion points, and they have to sacrifice those points, give up their aristocratic control of or a lifestyle they can maintain. Yeah, you can sabotage it, and thus it would cause it to change. They'd have to start floating with it. But like a 2nd ranked bastion only has anywhere from like 10 to 19 points. So them like putting 5 points to sustain an aristocratic lifestyle for a month, that's a big fucking ask. So, and this is the gold value. Down here, any lifestyle roll below 10. If a bastion lifestyle drops below the lifestyles, we've got an asterisk here for no reason. Hold on. Rank of bastion determines duration of sustaining lifestyle. That point there is supposed to be point equal, and then I got to rework. I don't know where these other 2 pointers are coming from. They aren't coming from anywhere. So let's get rid of that. Any lifestyle roll below 10 can instead spend... Oh, there we go. There. Any lifestyle roll below 10 can instead spend the listed gold value to maintain a poor lifestyle for 1 season without rolling again. If a bastion lifestyle drops below wretched, it is bankrupted. So here is, if I were to roll squalid or wretched lifestyle, I could for 1 week spend 100 gold, and my bastion would at least be able to maintain a poor lifestyle. A 2nd rank guild would have to spend 1,000 gold for the week to be able to have a poor lifestyle, but that keeps you from going bankrupt. So there you go. Hey, Fox. It's good to see you, my dude. Yeah, so that's maintaining lifestyle. In this lifestyle that you roll, you maintain that lifestyle for anybody that's staying at your bastion. Hirelings, your hirelings are always at the bastion, so they're always enjoying whatever level of lifestyle you're maintaining. Your characters, while they're at your facilities, they benefit from this lifestyle as well. Any visitors, yada yada yada. What was I gonna say? I thought I had something, but I lost it. Yeah, it's mostly just narrative. Like, a lifestyle is largely narrative. I don't think we have any mechanics currently that require you to maintain a certain level of lifestyle to, like, keep... but it can be a complication. Like, a complication could be, like, you're required to hit this level of lifestyle for you to attract somebody, for instance, or whatever. Goblins, given their own choice, live in squalid conditions. I think that they would prefer to live in poor, but I think it's just what they do. I'm going to contest that and say that they would prefer to have as nice of a lifestyle as anyone else. But the simple nature of being goblins probably automatically degrades that lifestyle to being squalid. I think they would want to live nice. They're just incapable of doing it in large quantity. Like, when you get a bunch of goblins together, it's impossible. But I'm only pushing back because Ravnica tends to have goblins like shining their armor because it's what's expected of them. Like, goblins can comply. They're intelligent enough to be able to comply with stuff if forced. Depending on the campaign, I guess. Or like, there's like super smart goblins in Eberron. Some of them are stupid, but some of them are like ridiculously powerful and smart. It's like maybe that's, I don't know. Maybe I'm just making light of things. There we go. That's where it was. There. Okay. Anyway, let me get back into it. Yeah, I'm gonna double check my trade. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Apparently these are all off, so let's just do a sweep real quick. 1, 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, you're really short stacked there, buddy. Harvest. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. All right, that's enough for now. But yeah, I think I'm okay with the minute. I'm gonna add a line there just to get it all on the same page. 1, 2. So Menagerie only has 3. Meditation Chamber had 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Okay. Let's see. Observatory, empowerment and research. I'm good with that. A character, downtime activities. A character that spends a bastion turn of downtime activity using this facility gains the benefit of an arcane charm. The maximum charm level that can be empowered is determined by the number of bastion points expended to improve the empower order of this. They're used to improve this facility. We're getting rid of the specific orders. One charm can be active per character at a time from the list below up to the character's level. Standard array. But that's for arcane charm as opposed to divine charm. So it is different. Orders. Research. You can issue the research order to this facility. You can issue the research order to this facility to observe constellations and the interactions between the gods or otherworldly patrons regarding another plane of existence or its denizens. To discover information regarding another plane of existence or its denizens. Make a bastion check. The result of the roll determines the number of questions you can ask about the topic. The DM answers truthfully. If I roll less than 10, I get a complication. Otherwise, I rack up a number of answers. Very simple, very straightforward. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So, research, downtime activities, and improvements, that's 3. So we're still sticking, we're either having 3 or 4 per facility, and when we're done, we'll tally up how many have 3, how many have 4, and we'll determine, do we need to make any adjustments. Planar Bridge improves, empower, recruit, and trade. That all makes sense. This facility, facility benefits. This facility can cast the Gate spell once per day and roll an additional Bastion event each Bastion turn. And a Bastion turn is a week. The DM can calibrate a Bastion turn to be however long you want. But currently it's assumed to be a week because the minimum, 1, 2, 3, there. Because generally like common items can be made in a week. So it's easy just to keep a Bastion turn at the minimum level of like item creation that is generally assumed for the system, which is a week. So hence Bastion, and plus if you're having an ongoing campaign, like I rarely have adventures like isolated episodic adventures rarely take more than even 5 days. So having a 7-day, like a week-long Bastion turn, that makes sense. In my current Eberron campaign, our Bastion turns are 10 days. So it's every 10 day we have a rollover. That coincides with the size of the system and the distance that ships can move, and it all just 10 days made more sense. Because in Spelljammer, breaking distances down in divisibles in divisions of 10 works really well. So you can have like a Bastion turn is 10 days, and then you have like 1 day of travel versus like 2 hours of travel versus 10 minutes of travel versus 1 minute of travel versus a round of combat. Like these are all generally breaking down like by degrees of 10. So having the Bastion turn also be 10, and like ergo, like in the Spelljammer book that I have in the description down below, it runs through like you have to worry about restocking your air every 100 days. It's like everything works on multiples of 10. So I wanted to preserve that for the Spelljammer game, but this in general is saying like a Bastion turn, which is generally a week. But if we were using Bastions in Spelljammer, we could just make the Bastion turns 10 days like I did in my homebrew campaign. It doesn't break anything. To a certain extent, it kind of coincides with like a Bastion turn versus like a month. Well, I guess a Bastion turn, there would technically be, I guess, 3 Bastion turns per month. Anyway, whatever. Planar Bridge, that's where we're at. Facilities, roll. So basically every turn, every Bastion turn, you're issuing orders which can create complications, which we've discussed a lot. But then there's the actual Bastion events as well. We haven't spent a lot of time on Bastion events, so let's take a look at that real quick just for the curious. Here's a look at no, these are actually item creation rules. Here we go. Here's our complications. Like if you have a trade complication, roll a d6 to see what type of a complication it is. And then each type of complication corresponds with a type of order that can be issued. So if your characters don't make an adventure out of a particular complication, they can then issue an order to the Bastion to resolve that complication, please. You only have so many orders per Bastion turn. And if you're out of orders, you can spend extra. If you have a pocket of Bastion points, you can spend a Bastion point and get it back at the end of the Bastion turn, but you can spend a point to issue an additional order, and you can only order an additional number of orders equal to the rank of your Bastion. So a first rank Bastion could spend an extra point to get an extra order that you could issue, while a 5th rank Bastion could spend up to 5 points to have 5 additional orders that are issued. But that every time you issue an order, it potentially creates additional complications. So you could, like, on the fly spend a point to get an extra order opened up. So it's like, hey, resolve, since you're at a standstill anyway, resolve that complication. So if I had a trade complication, I can't solve the trade complication with more trade. I have to solve the problem with a different type of order. You can't solve the problem from within the problem. You can't solve a trade issue with more trade. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had a problem in the first place. You just would have shifted what you're trading, and that's just a narrative of a successful die roll. This is a complication that you failed the die roll. So now you have to find another way to resolve the trade. Like in this instance, it's a harvest issue. A settlement hireling's mysterious disappearing needs additional labor. So you could issue the harvest order to send additional labor to help that settlement where you're harvesting materials from. Or the plot hook could be discovering the reason why hirelings are disappearing. And depending on the level of your characters and the severity of the situation, that could create all sorts of adventure scenarios. Like maybe bullets are eating people out of the cotton fields. Like, fuck, you have a bullet issue. Let's go deal with that. Or you could just simply issue the harvest order with the same difficulty as the trade order, and if you succeed, then your replacement hirelings were able to help reestablish that trade line, and you could lean into that if you wanted to start establishing a relationship with that settlement where you sent hirelings, scab workers. But those are complications. If you don't have any complications, there's nothing progressing your campaign. So we also have Bastion events, which happen alongside of any kind of complications. So these are both wheels and woes. And so the higher the result, the better the thing. Like here we have a natural 20. A rival bastion is bankrupting, and you can attempt to poach resources, hirelings, and facilities. So like you could like basically do a cash grab and steal a bunch of their stuff. As opposed to a natural 1, which would be local government or hostile forces or capture bastion resources. So like you're stealing resources from somebody else, well, somebody is stealing stealing resources from you. And it can be anywhere in between. This becomes the event, which becomes the potential seed for an adventure, like say a 13. Specialist offers 1 additional order per turn if sustained as an ally. So you need to take in this character, like this is above 10, so it's a positive thing. So a specialist is offering to offers 1 additional. Yeah, there you go. During this bastion turn, you get 1 additional free order if you adopt this specialist as part of your hirelings, which is like great. We just added a new hireling, and they're going to give us a bonus order this turn. Yeah, we're having an issue with recruits. We're having an issue with harvesting. Why don't you go help pick some fields for a little while, and we'll be happy to take you on board. For instance, higher lifestyles, +1 rank for some benefit like +1 to trade. No, because the lifestyle is representing how profitable your bastion is right now. I don't want to necessarily. Sometimes a complication may ask you to make a maintain roll to potentially increase the quality of living for that prima donna that doesn't like the standards of living that you've set up for them, or like you have to have at least a comfortable lifestyle to support this hireling. That could be a complication, but I don't want to hardwire benefits to maintaining itself. Maintaining is simply the lifestyle is simply representing how well your bastion is operating right now, with a very mild benefit attached to basically the narrative of how well your characters are living. So,
ooh, planar question. I can have a plan. Oh, I didn't see that one. I can have a planar bridge. How do I replace my bastion population with extra planar beings? What kind of benefit costs would be associated with an extra
planar population? Potentially none. If you're playing Planescape, petitioners are just normal commoners that come from another plane of existence that like are already dead, or like the town of Scum along the edge of Carcery. It's just a bunch of normal NPCs. It's just they might have proficiency in the knowledge of the planes, for instance, as opposed to local knowledge. So it depends on the kind of campaign you're playing. There's no intrinsic difference. However, if I recall correctly, roll an additional Bastion event. Oh, that's the original Bastion event. Oh, wow. Those are the only 2 things that it offers, huh? That's really thin.
Roll an additional Bastion event. Oh, that's the original Bastion event. Oh, wow. There's only 2 things that it offers, huh? That's really thin.
Menagerie has you recruiting creatures. We could potentially duplicate that effect. Is recruiting already part of Planar Bridge? Yes, it is.
Menagerie has you recruiting creatures. We could potentially duplicate that effect.
I'm into that.
Recruiting already part of Planar Bridge?
I am into that. Great question. Oh wait, we have 2 benefits. That's 3. Fuck it. That takes us to 4. And let's go back to our big list of stuff. I think recruiting was actually a little thin, wasn't it? No, recruiting is actually pretty thick. But I'm okay with that. Let's go with it. Oh, it's already listed. Just wasn't listed here. Whoa, hooray for consistency. Empower, recruit, trade, right? Good. To convince an extra planar creature to aid the operations of your bastion or to act as a sidekick during your adventures. The maximum CR you can recruit cannot exceed the rank of the bastion. That works.
Well, Yeah, but I don't need to
codify that. That's your Bastion itself can recruit them if you want to add in some narrative of like your pixies demand a sanctum or a sanctuary, for instance. That's on the DM. I don't want to necessarily hard code that level of mechanical requirement. I could see adding on as a kicker product, like recruiting extraplanar beings, then going through the entire list of all extraplanar creatures that are in the monster manual and lining up what sort of facilities that they would want to have, and then putting that out as a pay what you want coupon to buy the book in general. But I don't want to hard code that into the core mechanics of the book. But I see where you're coming from, and I'm not opposed to the idea. I just don't want to hard code. Just like I don't want to hard code scaling up the CR of creatures. You can recruit less of them in your army because they're higher scale creatures. Like I don't want to get to that level of mechanical depth with the core book. Kind of like I don't want to add all the bells and whistles of what a monk or an Eldritch Knight can get using the spell point variant rules that I have in the core mechanics. Like the core mechanics, I want to just go through the bare minimum of what it takes to get like an Eldritch Knight working with the spell point system that we use. And then we have an entire book called Knights and Tricksters that deep dives into what that Eldritch Knight or an Arcane Trickster can do using these spell points. Just like the spell point sorcerer book that we're building. I don't want to put all of that content into the sorcerer section of the core mechanics. I want to just get the core mechanics working as just basic core mechanics, adding complexity with additional supplements in the future.
+1 lifestyle rank for a benefit to trade.
Oh, sure. We could potentially lean into that, but again, that's more of a mechanical depth than I want for this. You're taking 2 or 3 steps with ideas that I'm still codifying the first or maybe second step to. So you're seeing what we can do with this, but you're taking it to a much deeper mechanical level than the introduction ideas of this are going to make digestible. Like if you try to take the audience too many steps down the path too quickly, I think they lose the forest because they get caught up in the trees. So once you establish the forest, then we start adding in specific, like these are spruces. This is what the Eldritch Knight's like. These are pine. This is what the Druid is like. You can start adding in those extra flavors. But these are great ideas, though. It's just not appropriate for where I'm at with the book right now. You are certainly welcome to implement these ideas if you want and provide feedback for me to build something out of in the future if you want. But I'll, just like everything else, I'll eventually get to it. It's just one product at a time, one book at a time. We'll get there. But yeah, legitimately, they're ideas worth considering. It's just a matter of how to execute them, and that's not mechanical bandwidth that I want to spend right now in figuring that out, because that's a second generation product. Anyway, I can pontificate further, but I think you get it. Orders. Where are we at? 6:30. Holy shit, we're doing great. Yeah, we're doing really good today. I'm gonna have a sip of coffee because let's ramp. Ramping my black mana right here, right now, y'all. The pub. Does that improve that many? Does it still do that? 1, 2, 3. Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Facility benefits. When making a maintain check, you can roll an additional bastion die. Maintain check to what? When issuing the maintain order. When issuing the maintain order. To determine the lifestyle of your bastion, you can roll an additional bastion die. Craft, research. You know what? I don't think that makes sense anymore. I don't think the pub distinguishes itself as a business resource any more so than a lot of these other things. I mean, Planar Bridge, shut up. And an observatory, okay, I get your point. Okay, hold on, Menagerie, maybe not. Hold on, I'm about to completely recant my statement here. The pub seems to be like probably like one of the most viable business models for producing wealth. Boy, I turned that around quick, didn't I? Yeah. It's an actual business. There's so much stuff here that is not an actual business. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Oh, I about faced that just about on a dime, didn't I? Perfect. That's great. That's why we go through this process to see where I need to get snubbed. It's fucking hysterical, though. Okay, so when issuing the maintain order to determine the lifestyle of your bastion, you can roll an additional bastion die, adding the highest roll to the result. Okay, so when issuing the maintain order, that was really funny. I'm just trying to break your game. This isn't breaking the game. This is introducing additional elements to the game that can break. To break a game, you have to take the elements that already exist and mash the math on those or grind them. By introducing new ideas, that doesn't break the game. That's homebrewing on top of homebrew, which can break the game, but it goes beyond the capacity of the actual document. So what you're doing actually is inspiring additional supplements that hinge off of this, but could on their own break, but don't actually break this system because what you're proposing don't actually exist in the system yet. Once we get to that second generation of projects, then we have to really be concerned about, do these ideas that we're playing with here on the sidebar, do those actually break the game? And if they do, the result may be not to make the product at all, or just leave it as a narrative element. But then there's also the problem. So if you're going to if you're going to recruit a pixie, right? That's going to be the recruit order to get them on board. We've already established that it requires a recruit order to do that. So if we're going to go to the pixie and we're going to attempt to recruit that pixie, and we make that recruit order and we fail our recruit order, what are some of the things that we currently have listed here? This is where we might be able to see those things implemented. The order could be maintain. The target of recruiting demands a bonus reward. So you issue the maintain order to improve the target's lifestyle. Or as a plot hook, you can go fetch a special item that replaces the demand for a higher lifestyle. Like give them a shiny bauble or something. Give them a pretty necklace. Whatever. That could resolve that. But other complications that go along with recruiting a creature. The target of recruiting demands better facilities or equipment. So you issue the crafting order to improve the facilities or create the additional equipment, which just kind of folds back into the facility. Or the plot hook would then be to acquire the additional resources to improve the facilities or the equipment. It's kind of redundant wording here, but it's just a matter of, you've got a demand, here are the tools that we have to resolve those. It's like you could potentially get really in the weeds about instead of crafting, demanding better facilities, like that pixie might demand a better greenhouse or might demand like a better garden. It's like, well, okay, so now you're going to put points into, like, you might tear down, like having spare points laying around for stuff like this is handy. Just by the by, you get a point and spending the point might not be your best strategy. Getting the point and sitting on it to see how you might need to use it in the future is a good idea. So like if you get this, you get the gardens, like this pixie would work with you, but you don't have you don't have a sanctum. I demand a sanctum. It's like, well, shit, I don't have any points open up to create a sanctum. Now I need to find the gold to be able to buy a point. Now I'm on a quest to go build the sanctum, which is what we have the plot hook here, is to acquire additional resources to improve the facilities. So this actually kind of already exists inside of the system. It's just not codifying it. It's leaving it loose for the DM to create that narrative their own way. Though adding lists of, like, here's things that we can codify for you to lean into, that could potentially become part of the DM section at the back end of the book on, like, creating Bastion campaigns, but that would be more around, like, suggestions or ideas. I don't know if I'm my foot's caught up in my fabric. There we go. Sorry, I had to sit weird because my foot got caught. Anyway, I kick my foot up underneath my butt when I sit, So I sit kind of like this, like one foot down on the ground and the other one's curled up underneath my ass. And sometimes that's why I shift my stand up and sit down around, because sometimes I'm shifting which foot or up or down, or I have to change my grip or whatever. But yeah, these was another one. Empower. A target recruiting refuses to join because it senses an unnatural disturbance at your bastion. Empower order to purge the bastion of any unnatural disturbances. Or the plot hook would be to discover the source of that unnatural disturbance, to do something with it, or make friends with the companion that you want to recruit, or whatever. So yeah, these are some of those ideas. So anyway, I won't bore you with the details, but I think a lot of what you're talking about doesn't necessarily need to be codified. It kind of gets folded into the demands for the complications that arise. So, but I like the thought experiment. Thank you. When issue the maintain order to determine the lifestyle of your bastion, you can roll an additional bastion die, adding the highest roll to the result of the check. Orders, craft. You can issue the craft order to create non-magical items. See item list below, which is like food, rum, rations. It's very basic shit. And then the research order is you can issue the research order. You can issue the research order to observe. To observe conversations and overhear rumors about recent events, local items, locations, or NPCs. Make a bastion check. The result of the roll determines the number of questions you can ask about the topic. The DM answers truthfully. Again, that's the same language we have for the observatory up top. So we have, 1, 2, 3. We now have 4 things that the pub can do. That sounds pretty cool. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Reliquary. How are we doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Jesus. Well, good thing we still have a number of hours. I'll probably be done in about 2 hours. 8:30 p.m. Seattle time is probably when I plan on quitting. If I don't burn out sooner, but we'll see if we can punch through. Let's see. Improvement, craft, empower, harvest. Craft and power harvest. Facility benefits. When issuing the empower order. When issuing the empower order. You can roll an additional bastion die. Oh, wait a second. So the reliquary, downtime activity, and then we have all these orders: harvest, empower, and craft, empower, and harvest. So I need to. I can't have a facility benefit give me dice for a check that you can actually issue an order for. That's just a rule that we've established. Order. And the empower order is you can issue the empower order to create a divine or druidic magical item. Harvest. You can issue an order to create a talisman that replaces the material components for spells. For spell casting. For divine or druidic spellcasting as defined by the rank of the bastion. Any, let's just switch that to any spellcasting. No, we'll keep it as divine. Yeah, we'll keep it as divine and druidic. That opens up the opportunity for us to have harvesting for an arcane focus, like the arcane. Maybe not the arcane study specifically, but we that opens up space for harvesting for arcane separately. And if that doesn't work out, maybe we'll fold it back in. Empower. You can issue the empower order to create a divine or druidic magical item. Harvest. You can issue an order to. You can issue the harvest order to create a talisman that replaces the material components for divine or druidic spellcasting as determined by the rank of the bastion. Good. that space there. Craft, you can create non-magical items. Harvest is like a space. Harvest is that space between crafting non-magical items and empowering magical items. Like poison isn't a non-magical item, and it's not a magical item. It's a significant modifier. Like spells modify combat. Poison modifies combat. But it's not like a weapon. It's a disposable thing, but it's not a magical consumable thing. Harvesting kind of covers that consumable, non-magical-ish item that modifies the game. Yeah, it's weird language, but hopefully you get it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew, man, this thing's got stuff going on. Yeah, definitely getting rid of the benefit. To gain the benefits of an arcane, divine, or druidic charm. Okay, so if we can do all three of those, material for arcane, divine, or druidic spellcasting, arcane, divine, or druidic charm. Empower, you can issue the empower to create arcane, divine, or druidic magical items. I like that language. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't like that you can get 5 things off of this, though. Let's go look at the reliquary, the actual reliquary, and see if it has anything to do with talisman or empowerment. I suspect it does, because I don't think I would have included it if I hadn't. Yeah, fuck you. Charms. It creates charms. It creates talisman. Those are straight out of the book. Okay. Okay, let's look at the non-magical items to see what those items are that the reliquary can make, to see if we actually need to have those in place. I'm looking for ways to maintain consistency, and the consistency has been only 3 or 4 things that benefits of sorts, modifiers, mechanical things that each facility can do, and this is currently breaking that. So, what can be made in the reliquary that is non-magical? This is all the magical shit. Reliquary. I'm looking for the word reliquary. Because maybe we'll just take that off of the list. If it's like 1 or 2 items, then screw you. If it's gone. Scriptorum. Reliquary. Holy symbol. I could see that, but it doesn't have to be. Anything else? Literally the only thing in the entire books that requires reliquary is a holy symbol. Let's get rid of that. Let's leave it to the sacristy and the sanctuary so we can drop crafting from the orders. Because there is no list. Empower, harvest, and that means we can drop crafting from here. That worked. Reliquary. Very nice. Very satisfying. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Sacristy. What's up? What, did I miss it? Was there holy water listed in there? Holy water is not. No, holy water can be made someplace else already, I believe. Oh wait. Yeah, holy water is down here. Sacristy and Sanctuary. But technically, I guess technically that would be an example of harvesting. No, it would be empowering. Yeah, I think Holy Water is like a type of empowerment, but it's a common magic item, like quote unquote magic item. It's that weird space. But yeah, we got that covered. I think Holy Water is a type of empowerment, but it's a common magic item, like quote unquote magic item. It's that weird space. Okay. But yeah, we have it. Yeah. You see it. So we have that covered. You could make an argument that that could be harvested, but the Sacristy and the Sanctuary are not. Wait. Yeah, there's no deficiency here for these things to do. So we don't need to artificially add it on as a separate thing. 1, 2, 3. Craft and power. Facility when a character finishes a short rest in the sink. That would not be a facility. Would I call that a downtime activity, or would I call that a facility benefit? Let's go check the crypt real quick, because that has the answer. Excuse me. Crypt has the answer. Yeah, once per day, the crypt can target a body with divine magic, granting the benefit. There you go. Once per day. When a character finishes a short rest in the Sacristy, once per day, you regain an expended spell slot up to level 5. That's useful if you're being sieged, but that's about it. Well, I guess if you're doing like some massive downtime research stuff, blowing lots of resources, that also technically works. Okay, orders, craft, make stuff. Bing, bing, bing. Yeah, relics, holy water. There it is. Make stuff. Perfect. Yeah, relics, holy water. Perfect. Yeah. Charm is no longer a thing that we create. Is that up in here? Charm. Looking for the word charm. Charm. You get your minute. Charm. Gotta go. Yep. There. Right. Orders, craft, empower, done. 1, 2, 3.
Reliquary, increase the CR of undead by empower.
No, I mean that's another expansion idea. I don't want to hard code that to this. I'm trying to limit things to 3 or 4 options each. And that's super hyper specific, so I do not want to do that. That would be another expansion idea of like mixing, like recruiting higher CR monsters, for instance. That would be something that could go along with that. A character that spends a bastion turn of downtime activity using this facility gains the benefits of a druidic charm. The maximum level that can be granted is determined by the number of bastion points expended to improve this facility. Up to the listed character level, blah. Same code language as we've had in all the other charms. So consistent. And then passive. This is what's the passive? Grant full rest amounts after. Nah. I'm gonna drop that. That's. What's the passive? Grant full rest amounts after. Yeah, I'm gonna drop that. There's a neat idea though. Orders. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Sanctum. 1, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's right. We were specifically not pinning any orders to this. I like that. But what is going on with okay, let's just check it out. Facility benefits when issuing. The Empower order. You can roll an additional die, and the highest roll to the results. I see text. I'll catch up with you in a second. Downtime activities. A character that spends a Bastion turn of downtime activity using this facility gains a number of temporary hit points equal to your character level. A character that spends a Bastion turn of downtime activity using this facility gains a charm to cast Word of Recall with the Sanctum as the destination. When used this way, everyone recalled gains the benefit of a heal spell when they arrive. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam. 1, 2, 3, and Scriptorum. So, 1, 2, 3. How do I fortify my Bastion? Giant permanent telekinetic dome, for example. Fortify order gives advantage when rolling for complications. The barracks, the crypt. I think barracks for sure, and spy network. They have you roll 2 Bastion dice and keeping the higher result. Your Bastion has a default armor class that is the target DC for an attacking force to target. And if you issue that's basically like a passive roll, and it's basically 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 based on the rank of your Bastion, and to basically signify default defenses. Yes, and then and I was having thoughts, but I'm going to let them go. And then if you want to issue an order, you can roll. You can make a Bastion check, and if the result of the Bastion check is higher than the armor class, the default DC to attack a facility, if the roll is higher, that becomes the difficulty class for an organization to attack you. And if you wanted to narrate that as telekinetic domes, or whatever, any like digging moats or whatever it is that you want to do, that's represented by the DC. Kind of like how maintaining a lifestyle, you don't grind through a bunch of accounting to get specific. You just make the die roll, and if you succeed or whatever degree of success you have, that's how your narrative comes through. Changing my seat, sitting on my leg. There we go. But yeah, that you could absolutely do that. Depending on what type of facilities you have in your Bastion, could determine how you're narrating what that die roll is, and assuming that it's better than the default. I mean, even a DC 30, a 5th rank facility could still roll a 37 when all things are combined, so that could still beat the default DC 30 of a 5th rank organization. But then, that would be like attacking Parhelion 2. For as a Boros reference again, like the headquarters of the Boros Legion is the floating citadel Parhelion 2. Tearing that thing apart would be like incredibly fucking difficult because it's just covered in angels that want to kill you. But attacking a local barracks in a shitty slum district next to Selesnya near Gruul territory, that might be only like a 1st or 2nd rank Bastion, this little outpost, so it would only have a DC of 10, maybe 15, but they could still potentially pull off like a 22 or a 25 or something like that, representing abjuration magic being active because they're aware that there's a problem. So again, it's most of these ideas don't need mechanical details, can just simply be narrative elements that express what you're doing right now. It's a very 3rd edition. This is not a dig, because I love 3rd edition. It's a very 3rd edition or Pathfinder sort of philosophy that if there's a narrative element, then we want to give it a mechanical element, because that 3E Pathfinder system is very simulationist, while 5E attempts to step away from simulationism. It still has a foot really ground into simulation, but it tries to go into a more of a narrative direction. So, which is what's so interesting about the Bastion system, because it has like such finite examples of what you can do with it that it feels simulationist, but they're presenting it in a very loose narrative style. They're having a cognitive dissonance when they're presenting this information in the DMs Guild. This is another example of what I believe was them having to rush this to hit that 50th anniversary deadline that was basically imposed upon them. I don't think any of the designers actually wanted to hit that 50th anniversary mark. Otherwise, they would have started it 3 years earlier to actually get to a point where they'd have a solid piece of machinery. I think this was a rush job. And I think most of the new quote-unquote bold ideas that they're introducing into the new core books needed a lot more time to cook so that they would feel more in line with what the 5e game engine does in general, and to recognize that the mechanics that like the weapon system's clunky. It doesn't need to be so specific. Just like with these bastions, they're overly specific in their usage. So like they're good kernels of ideas, but they did not have enough time to cook properly. So anyway, that's my stance. Anyone can fight me over it if you want. Scriptorum improvements, craft and power orders. Okay, so what can the Scriptorum do? You basically make stuff with it. You're basically crafting scrolls and shit, which is represented by Empower. Create scrolls. Yeah, we'll just keep it simple. There might be an opportunity for downtime activity here, but I feel like I need to run the course through all these things for me to find it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That is, again, once we get through all of these, then we can start looking for the commonalities and the gaps. Like this is one that has a gap. Almost all of these facilities have like 4 things, and this one only has 3, which means that there's opportunity for us to do something new with the Scriptorum. But we're not quite there. We're almost there. We'll get there tonight. Improvements, craft and power harvest, facilities. When issuing a harvest, when issuing the harvest order to acquire mineral materials, you can add a bastion die. You can roll an additional bastion die. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can issue the craft order to create non-magical items. You can issue the empower order to create magical item. That all jives. I like that. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Spy network. 1, 2, 3, 4, fucking 5. Jesus Christ. 6. Oh God. 1, 2, 3, 4, fucking 5. Spy network, you're doing a lot, buddy. You're doing a lot. Maybe you're doing too much. When making a recruit check, let's check Bastion. Let's check the barracks real quick. The spy network is just more flexible in what it does by nature. So barracks, when issuing the maintain order to defend the barracks, the Bastion, 1, 2, 3. See, this only has 3 orders. That's the thing. The barracks and the war room are broken into two separate things. The war room recruits soldiers to go fight, and the barracks basically has recruits on hand, has soldiers on hand to defend. So maybe the spy network needs to be broken into two separate things, because it's overburdening. Thank you, timely timer. What time is it? 7 o'clock. Holy shit, we're doing great. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more things after that. All right, let's look at the spy network again. What's up? Yeah, but it's breaking the tenet that we were attempting to have, where each facility has 4 things that it does for you. Improvement counts as 1, regardless of how many types of orders that can be improved. Facility benefits, each specific benefit counts as 1, and each order counts as 1. So tallying, and so far, it's been for the I think Guildhall breaks it with 5. Maybe there's some, if Guildhall breaks it with 5, then I'll consider having exceptions to rule. But if we had gotten Guildhall down to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, see, even Guildhall only has 4 has 4 mechanics now. So I want to get Spy Hall down to 3 or 4 mechanics. So the idea of breaking the spy network into 2 separate things makes sense. So let's look at the war room real quick to see how it does. But like having a war room for the spy network and then having a barracks sort of spy network, that makes sense to me. Burp, burp, burp. Recruit to attack. Facilities 1, 2. Yeah, this has 4. Ooh, but self-referencing itself. Double referencing itself all the way. Recruiting is attacking, maintaining is defending. That's the divider there. So recruiting is attacking, maintaining is what's up? Yeah, basically. And research would probably be tied to the defensive side of it. And then attacking bastions would be the offensive side of it. And research would probably be tied to the defensive side of it. And then attacking bastions would be the offensive side. Psyops. We're making a recruit check when issuing the recruit order to attack
a bastion or a rival bastion or settlement, you can roll an additional bastion die, adding the highest roll to the result of the check. Oh, wait. This is not an actual order anymore. This is just a function of warfare. So I don't actually need to have this included anymore. This is not an actual order anymore. This is just that's encouraging. Of warfare. So I don't actually need to have this. That became a Okay, when issuing, there we go. Yeah, these orders don't actually exist. That's redundant. This is how it actually works. When issuing the maintain order to defend your bastion from attack, you can roll an additional bastion die, adding the highest roll to the result of the check. The problem was actually solved, and I just didn't take the time to read all the things before fretting over it. That's my bad. So we have the improvements, we have our orders, we get to remove the maintain order, we get to remove the recruit order. Oh wait, no. We keep the recruit order. We get rid of the maintain order because that's just a function. Repairing damaged bastions is not a function. Hold on. Hold on. Hold it. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. I'm thinking use the theater for propaganda. Because you're creating a show. Disseminating information. I feel like that's a production. I kind of like that. Recruit, research, trade. Recruit still makes the most sense. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, and then we replace recruiting. We were to attract an expert to accompany the characters, but I think we're going to switch this to combat. Using the theater for propaganda against other organizations, a settlement or a different bastion. This is propaganda. That's damaging their resources, reputation. I like that. I like that. No truth is Yeah. I think the theater is going to be our propaganda. Is going to be exporting propaganda. I actually think that makes sense. Let's go with that idea. And that means that we can research for the spy network makes sense. Repairing damaged bastions is not necessary here. And recruit equals sabotage.
Yeah, it's a.
Bastions is not necessary here. Sabotage. Yeah, it's a.
I can see the war room doing sabotage, issuing orders to sabotage. Theater for propaganda makes sense. I can punt all of this. One, two, three, four. Spy Networks is improving your ability to defend. It's improving your, because they're going to see it coming, because they already know it's coming, and they're going to be able to help improve attacking because the spies. There you go. So the Spy Network just improves your ability to attack. It's the war room, the facility. So both the barracks and the Spy Network help improve your defenses. A war room allows you to attack en masse, and a theater allows you to attack by reputation. That I feel like that actually jives. I like that. I actually kind of like that. So theater, we're going to, and then the guild hall. We convert the guild hall to be to recruit experts. That can be specialists in your specialist hirelings or experts to attend as sidekicks. I like that. And then repairing damaged bastions, that doesn't belong here. Repairing bastions is down here. Conflicts. Sabotage and warfare. You can sabotage or siege a bastion, targeting facilities and hirelings, damaging the bastion points. When a bastion is reduced to 0 BP, it is demolished. War room equals physical damage, while theater equals reputation damage. Character assassination. You can issue the recruit order to hire propagandists to sabotage a rival bastion or to sabotage to damage the reputation of a rival bastion or settlement. When you do, make a bastion test against the DC of the target bastion, determining by the rank. If you are successful, you damage the facilities of the target bastion, reducing the number of bastion points of the target by the amount listed for the number of bastion points you've expended to improve the recruit order of the facility. Bastion rank, DC, bastion points, damage die. When a bastion loses bastion points this way, the total number is temporarily reduced until they are repaired. First, remove any open bastion points. Any remaining damage is taken from facilities in the bastion, randomly choosing which facility to lose points, or the DM chooses which facility is reduced. Until the points are repaired, the Bastion... So in reputation destruction, you'd be losing hirelings. And in sabotage and warfare, you would be damaging the actual structure. So you have those two parallels with each other, which we will spend more time defining down in the down in Bastion conflicts. But those are basically the two paths. Big shout out to Adam Hancock for the Balron's Guide to Kingdom Building, because he really leans into this idea. Like he takes this idea and not only goes into damaging each other's settlements, but also goes into like sabotaging each other's faith, because he has instead of like the 7 orders that were structuring bastions here, he had stats, and that each community had 6 stats, and and faith and religion was one of them. So you could actually issue attacks on other organizations. You can attack their faith in that community by having other faiths or religions basically pilgrimage or crusade in that area, providing counter religious propaganda. But you could also do trade war that way. You could do loyalty war that way, like undermining the belief in the government system that's in place in that community. It's a really great system, but it all really just boils down to ability checks like this is. Like, again, this is a spiritual successor of Balron's Guide to Kingdom Building using the new 2024 Bastion mechanics. So, and Adam Hancock was our editor for the Spelljammer book, and actually had a pretty big hand in consulting when we were originally developing the command system, which folded all of these ideas into a single 200 some odd page book, which was too big. So we began the process of breaking it up, and that's when Spelljammer hit. It's like, hold on, let's put this on pause. Let's get the Spelljammer mechanics taken care of, because that's using our combat mechanics in a very large, literally large scale sense of the word. And then they came out with the Bastion campaign shortly, basically announcing that a couple months later. It's like, okay, well, let's put Guilds and Kingdoms on hold and see what they're doing with the Bastion system. And now that we know what the Bastion system is, it's like, okay, well, this is going to take care of the crafting and all the things. So let's do that. But we have ideas about counter, like espionage and reputation damage and a bunch of really neat blah in that direction. So this is scratching that itch. So theater 1, 2, 3, and we also have recruiting here as well. Do we have any other instance of double dipping an order? I don't think we do. I mean, Teleportation Circle doesn't even issue any orders, so I mean, cheers to that. But I don't think we have any other instances of double dipping orders. So if that's true, I want to maintain that. So yeah, I think the right solution is good. I'm just checking real quick. Recruit trade. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything's double dipping. So we're gonna have to do that as well. So yeah, the guild hall is where we're gonna put the experts. That makes sense. Hey, what's up?
When you say the Spelljammer book, are you referring to the book you wrote, or the
one I almost always refer to the one that I built? The WotC book has so little mechanics. It's barely a game. They have an adventure, they have a monster manual, and then the WotC content has basically some ship schematics, information about the Rock Up Brawl, and some spellcasting rules, character backgrounds, class options, and very, very little to say about actual like combat exploration and running adventures in Spelljammer. That information is almost absent completely. So when I say the Spelljammer book, I'm always referring to the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration book that we published, which is right here. This is a super deep dive into combat exploration and spellcasting mechanics for use with Spelljammer ships operating at incredible speeds at incredible scales. And it also provides a 25-page conversion guide using all the mechanics of this book in the Light of Xeraxis adventure to demonstrate how these rules in this book can be actually implemented in a game environment setting. This was fun to build and to playtest. Very fun. I look forward to getting into it more. But yeah, this is the Spelljamming book I keep referring to. Spelljammer. I should probably say Spelljammer's Combat and Exploration, or I could just say SCE, but you would also ask, what the fuck is SCE? So I mean, I can't win.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's well, that's the problem with WotC. They don't have enough. I personally don't think they have enough talent. I guess I think they've stripped out too much of their design team. That now whoever is left on the design team has to kind of be a jack of all trades and doesn't have the time, unless they want to make a hobby out of it like I do. They don't have the time to deep dive into any specific piece of mechanic. And that's just basically, since it's their day job, that's basically just job loading them. So I don't expect Wizards to deep dive into content like this like I do. My kick in 5e is deep diving 5e game engine into very niche topics, or just explore this very deep space. And I don't. That used to be what WotC 3rd edition did when they had a much bigger crew, and they've stripped out so much of it for corporate gains or corporate sacrifices, I guess. That I think they've cut themselves as deep as they can now, and as a result of it, they're kind of having to do, like, they have to stay very surface level because they don't have the time to spend a year in developing, really good ship combat mechanics like we could. So, and it's, yeah. So I mean, their problem is they're too big to be able to maneuver. They kind of have to lumber in the path that they're going because there's so much momentum built behind that next step that they're locked into the next 2 or 3 steps before they can start slowing down. Somebody small and independent like me is very nimble and can be very active, but I don't have a lot of weight behind me. So I might come up with cool ideas, but it's a struggle for me to get those ideas put out there. While Wizards, their ideas are immediately known by the entire world, but they're not very impressive ideas. So there's a fun relationship between small fighter craft like me and massive carrier ships like them. I land and take off from that carrier ship frequently with new ideas, exploring different directions very quickly, while they're just following their course through whatever system they're on their way to. If you wanted to have an armada sort of analogy there for you. So okay, back to the spy. Okay, so back to the spy house, spy network. Spy network is still good. When issuing the maintain order, defend. When issuing the recruit order, to attack. And then the actual research order. There we go. You can issue the research order to this facility to gather information about the people, places, and things local or abroad. Searching for sabotage or information about potential rival targets. Make a bastion check. The result of the roll determines the number of questions you can ask about the topic. The DM answers truthfully. Roll below a 10, it's going to be a complication. No matter what, you can, even a 5th rank organization, even if rolling multiple bastion dice to their benefit, the minimum that you can get, it's a D20, so the minimum is 1, a D12, which is a minimum of 1, and then their 5th rank, so it's 5. So the minimum I can roll as a 5th rank organization, the top of with all the bells and whistles tossed in on top of it, I can still roll less than a 10. So even if I have massive resources available to me, I can still create a complication for myself and not learn a goddamn thing. There you go. I like that. There's always a chance of failure, regardless of how powerful your organization gets. It can still fuck up. 1, 2. This is 1. This is a Smithy. Fuck hat. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay, cool. That's a line now. 1, 2, 3. Hey, what's up? Leftist. No comment. Stables improvements. Harvest and trade. Facility. Okay, so this is self-reference. Wait, it doesn't self-reference. When issuing the harvest roll. When issuing the harvest order. to acquire animal materials. You can roll an additional bastion die, adding the highest roll. And the greenhouse and I think the garden allow us to do that. The laboratory and the smithy, the laboratory and the smithy do that for minerals. The stables and menagerie do that for animals. The greenhouse and maybe the sanctuary. Hold on. Is the sanctuary looking thin? Probably not. 1, 2, 3. No, it's 4. Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this has already got stack. Sacristy, reliquary. Now I'm on a hunt. Hold on. If the garden's looking thin, that would make a lot of sense for the garden. Greenhouse. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can issue the harvest order to gather plant material for. Okay, I can replace. Maybe I want to keep that garden. Garden is thin. Perfect. Tangent. Sorry. Tangent. Issuing the harvest order to acquire plant materials. Keeping the highest die. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. And greenhouse. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Literally no facility allows you to harvest directly. You have to have a settlement to harvest. That is always the case. So we're going to strip harvesting as an order. And we're going to replace it with the garden feature. And that's going to balance our harvesting rolls. Where'd you go? There you am. And then we get rid of harvest. And we're probably going to make sure we have crafting for poison now. We're bouncing around a little bit, but we need to. Hold on. Too far. Poison. Garden, greenhouse, laboratory. Adventuring gear. Greenhouse, laboratory. Poison. There we go. Yep, we already have it established. So, freaking perfect. Freaking perfect. I should say we don't have any facilities that allow us to use the harvest order to gather materials. We do have like the reliquary you can harvest to create magical components, but and the crypt has the harvest order to create undead, but those aren't materials. That's different. So this is falling within compliance there. This is actually really good. I'm really happy with that. So let's go back up to Spy Network. That was roundabout. One, two, three, and then research 4. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. That's right. Stables. 1, 2. So now we have 2 facilities that we now have 6 facilities for all 3 types of materials gathered in 2 each: stable and menagerie, greenhouse and garden, and the smithy and laboratory for minerals. Perfectly balanced. Order, stables, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Trade, you can issue when you have a starting order. Trade, you can issue the trade order to acquire and train. 1, 2, 3. Wait for it. Downtime activity. Characters that spend a bastion turn in this facility gain advantage on animal handling checks made to control animals. Characters that spend a bastion turn in this facility gain expertise in the animal handling skill. And can communicate with animals trained at this facility and gain the benefit of the animal handling animal friendship spell with animals trained at this facility. Let's double check real quick to make sure animal friendship works well. That my gut's telling me that's the proper way to do this, but let's just double check real quick. Let's double check real quick to make sure animal friendship works well. Oh. Why do you think I want to look at Potion of Animal Friendship first? You think I want to look at Animal Friendship? I typed in Animal Friendship, right? Target a beast that you can see within range. The target must succeed a Wisdom saving throw or have the charmed condition for the duration. If you or one of your allies deals damage to the target, the spell ends. One additional beast. There you go. There. Charm condition. Charm condition equals... While you charm condition, you experience the following effects. Critter that's charmed by you from this facility can't attack me. And I have advantage on any ability to check to interact with. Okay. So that means I can drop the first part. That's good, because I like compartmentalizing. Characters that spend a bastion turn in this facility gain the benefit. Yeah, I can drop that. Gain the benefit. Was it a character?
that how I did that? A character that spends. We'll codify this later. But a character that spends a Bastion turn in this facility gains the benefit of the animal friendship spell with animals trained in that facility. That makes so much sense. I fucking love that. I fucking love that. Trade order. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Trade order. You can issue the trade order to acquire and train animals as mounts. The type of creature that can be acquired and trained is determined by the number of Bastion points expended to improve this facility. Points. 14 plus. Season. What's some examples of critters that are above 14? Shit. I guess we're gonna go hunting. Shit. No, stop it. Thank you, monsters. What's up? No, I don't want to improve travel time. Dragons are intelligent creatures. They would be recruited, not trained. I need like all these creatures are animals or beasts. Could potentially be monstrosities, I guess. Let's see what a scaver is. Monstrosities. Okay, so and monstrosities come online at as early as 2nd rank. Kandori. These are Spelljammer critters. Oh, interesting. It's celestial, but I don't think they're intelligent though. Let's see what's going on there. Yeah, intelligence is 6. I like the idea of it though. Let's go look at let's start taking a casual look at beasts first. No wait, that's going to be the type. Let's see what the largest of the largest CR is. Only goes up to a 12. Ooh, huge giant crab. Huge. Oh well. Hey, what's up? Yeah, gargantuan. That's the one. Okay, so we cap out. Well, yeah, sperm whale is only CR 8, so we cap out at CR 12. So now we're gonna go look. Let's go look at some monstrosities and find some really dumb ones. Monstrosities. Nope. Wait. Here. Let's start at the top. Oh, that's horrible. We need dumb things. Give me dumb, like Asparia. No, yeah. Beanstalk worm. Yeah, like a beanstalk worm. What's your CR? 18. Perfect. That's from shit. That's right, the Eldraine creatures. I spent like maybe 6 episodes going through the Eldraine creatures catalog. That was super fun. Ooh, Citadel Spider. I don't have. Yeah, it's because it was a stupid adventure. I like the idea of it though.
Oh yeah? Well, how about this? 5e, Citadel Spider.
Intelligence, dumb. Perfect. Jesus Christ.
That's awesome. Yeah, Citadel Spider. Sick. What other delicious secrets are you hiding from us? Let's see if we can find something that's somewhat not insane.
Category 3 cases.
Nice. Thank you, Timely Timer. What time is it? 7:45? Okay, we're doing great. We're actually doing really freaking good. Crazy.
Category 3 crazes. Get out of here.
Asteroid Spider. Where the hell are you from? Spelljammer Creatures. Huh. Monsters Compendium Volume 1. The fuck is that? I'll take it. It's probably a Citadel Spider, just phrased differently or whatever. I do not know what this Spelljammer Creatures thing is. That is fascinating to me. Frog of it. Purple Worm! Get out! Oh my god. Astral Spider, Purple Worm. Very yes. Oh my god. Give me that. Oh my god. Yeah, sorry, Krasis, you can't hang. Holy shit, that's fantastic. And one more thing will be fine. I fucking love it. Oh, now we're into CR13s. So that was perfect. That was perfect. Actually, we could go. What was that Krasis again? Stage 3 Krasis or whatever. Category 3. Oh my god, that's so fucking awesome. What about younger Krasis? One, 6, and 16. Yada yada yada. Megapede, Scaver. Value has been found. Let's go back down to the 13s. One more thing from here and then we'll be done. This is just fun. Constructs. Golems. No, that's not appropriate for a stable. We were playing with those in workshops. What's my scale here? Up to 13. 10 to 13. All right. Ooh, a Hydra. Gray Render. Bayhir. Bayhir, I think, are they smart? Nah, a little bit too smart. Ooh, what about a Remoraz? It's just Paraton. Bam! Yes! Fucking sick. Who doesn't want a Rimmerhaz mount? That's hardcore. Love it. All right. All right. I'm done geeking out for now. Beast Heart, eat your heart out. Storehouse implements facility benefits when making a harvest check. Oh, this is a catch-all. I love this. When issuing a harvest order to acquire any materials. Perfect. A storehouse holds materials for use in creating items. The more Bastion points spent to improve harvest order. Oh, that's right. We got rid of this. What are we gone? 1, 2. Let's go with order. You can issue the trade order to establish to locate and to have materials, to have any type of materials delivered to this facility. Any type. Of materials. Trade. I am ecstatic. I am very, very happy with how this is all folding together. You can issue the trade order to have any type of materials delivered to this facility. Something duration. The rank of Bastion determines the magnitude. This is bad language. The rank of the Bastion determines the magnitude of materials that can be acquired this way. You can issue the trade order to have any type of materials any type of materials or non-magical item delivered to this facility. The rank of Bastion determines the magnitude of materials, determines the magnitude of material, determines the rarity or value of the delivery as listed below. The number of Bastion points spent to improve this order, to improve this facility, determines up to the rank of the Bastion, as detailed below. Bastion points. Material, item, rarity. Common, uncommon, rare, rar, legendary. Let's see. Trade DC. 10, 15, 20, 25. 30. Duration. 1 week. 1 month. This is the amount of time it takes to acquire it. 1 month. 1 season. I think this is consistent with other similar options. Trade duration. The number of Bastion points spent to improve this facility determines the rank, determines the rarity of material item, the trade DC, and duration to acquire the desired item, and the duration needed to acquire them. The number of Bastion points spent to improve determines the rarity, comma, up to the rank of the Bastion as this. There you go. And that's consistent with the other stuff that we've done. There. Perfect. Hey, what's up? I would say that would be a garage, which would be like maybe a variant of the workshop, since you make golems and workshops. Storing them in the workshop doesn't sound like a horrible idea. Barracks is for people. It's where they sleep. Setting up a garage or a hangar. Actually, it'd be a hangar that you would have there for vehicles and machines. But that is... I'm not there yet, though. Spelljammer Bastions. And then... Oh, my God. No wonder I haven't been inspired to... Okay, so I want to build the Elven Monarch Armada. The Ogre Mammoth, the Elithid Dreadnought, and the Neogi Mind Spider, and the Dwarven Citadel. These are 5 500-foot carrier ships that I've had on my back burner to create for Spelljammer since we've started publishing the Spelljammer Combat Exploration. I've wanted to go back and build that out. I now see why we haven't. Because those carrier class ships are excellent example of massive facilities that can exist as Spelljammer Bastions. So what we'll probably end up doing instead is making a Spelljammer Bastions expansion for this, to build this and my Spelljammer Combat Exploration books, to put them together into a bundle using the Spelljammer Bastions as a bridge product. And then that's where hangars would go. A hangar would be a very appropriate facility inside of a carrier ship to be where you keep all your mech. Since we're building a mech book anyway, that would curve into that as well. So Spelljammer Combat Exploration, Bastion Campaigns, Spelljammer Mecha, and then Spelljammer Spelljammer Bastions. Those four books would work together for us to do something like Storm King's Thunder as a Spelljammer campaign in Wild Space, defending asteroid communities from megafauna that's attacking them, like the mega kaiju attacking Rock of Brawl, for example. I am excited. I've been thinking that I wanted to make a Storm King's Thunder campaign for the mecha kaiju supplement that we've been working on, and now I see the path to do that. Oh, I am excited. Great question, Francois. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you are interested in participating in that campaign, just let me know down in my Discord. We'll see you there. Fucking cool. Storehouse. We just resolved that. What are we marking here? What notes do I have about that? Huh? Add a bunch of Bastion dice. Check. 1, 2, 3. This only has 3 things so far, so we have room for potential expansion for this storehouse. There. 1, 2, 3. That's fine. Most of these things have 4. This one currently has 3. That means we have room to expand. And what is it? It's 8 o'clock now. So teleportation circle, theater, training area, trophy room, war room. Shit. Okay. So we still got 6 things to go, and I got about a half hour to do it. I think assuming you don't send me on any crazy tangents, friends, well, we should be able to get this thing done tonight. But we're going to be back on Thursday night, regardless, to do more of this. So, I mean, if we don't get it done, we don't get it done. But I've got a half hour left, so let's see what kind of magic we can make. T-Port Circle, improvements, empower, maintain, recruit, trade. I'm making a recruitment check when issuing the recruit order. To acquire new allies, sidekicks, or specialists, you can roll an additional die when issuing when issuing the trade order to acquire any type of material or non-magical item. And highest roll to the result. When issuing the Wait for it. Go up to the auction house. Yeah. Issue a maintain order to auction a Bastion point. Wait. And then there's also the gambling den. Or gaming den. Gaming hall. Not so much. Hold on. Take your time with timer. To acquire any type of material. Let's just leave it at that. That's fine. And then, ooh, wait. We got more stuff going on down here. Oh, that's right. Oh, fucking perfect. Great. And let's see. Well, let's drop that. Perfect. Viva, very good. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's up? I would say just like a hangar is a stables for mecha, I would say slave pens would be stables for sentient creatures. You could also potentially go with a like prison as a facility, which is kind of like the I don't know if I necessarily want to have prisons in here. That's something to consider though. And you need to have the idea of slave pens because evil bastions exist, like the Scourge of the Slaver Lords, for instance. So that is something that needs to be taken into consideration. You recruit monsters to hang out in your dungeon to defend your fortress. I love that. Okay, so these are ideas I'm willing to play with, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet, but I'm into it. I'm into the idea of it. Empower, maintain. I'm going to drop maintain. Am I going to drop maintain? Hold on. I feel like I can afford to. Maybe not. I don't need empower. That can get dropped. Ooh. Nah, we'll keep that in place. We'll keep that for now. We could drop it. If we did drop it, we would have it tie with Harvest. We don't need it. What's up? Yeah, I guess so. I'm not. Well, if we're gonna go with the prison idea, it would be like you can hold. You can hold these things from engaging reality, for engaging environments or whatever. But yeah, I guess barracks would probably best simulate. You're getting me on a tangent. Knock it off. I've got an objective. I respect the conversation. I've sidelined it for now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Downtime activities. Characters can spin a bastion turn in the facility. Recruits. We're going to take the recruit order and we are removing that. The damage reputation. Attack to attract. There we go. We're getting rid of this to attract experts. We're going to drop that down into the guild hall. We've got recruiting for attacking. We've already discussed that. Downtime activity. This is going to go to orders. You. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we've got room for potentially more orders, but I'm going to let step aside because we're double stacking on that. Let's go back down to guild hall. That can One, 2, 3, 4. Meditation chamber gets its adepts. We're double dipping with the war with the war room. Meditation chamber. All right, let's take this. Let's take this over here. Down here. Recruit adepts equals meditation chamber. Recruit warriors equals war room. Recruit experts equals guild hall. These things make sense, but I need to resolve them, and I'm having conflict with the system overall. That's a clash. So I'm going to sidebar that one and get back to it when we do. Training area 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and you can attract any kind of sidekick. Yeah, that makes sense. When issuing the empower order, you can. Okay. No. Wait. Yes. It's getting rid of the recruit order that we're going to do. This is our solution. Training hall. That's our solution. A warrior or adept sidekick. Warrior or expert sidekick. Perfect. Let's go grab our sidekick language. Sidekick language. Perfect. God, that was quick resolution. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. When issuing a recruit order, when issuing the recruit order to acquire monsters, specialists, or sidekicks, you can roll an additional I. Orders. 1, 2, 3, 4. Research. Contact other playing language about trophy-related stuff. Trade. Obtain non/magical items. So let's go to observe. Observatory. To fetch our language. About research. Copy. Trophy room. One, two, three. You know what? No. I think I think this is what I want to do. I think I want to spam this. No orders for the trophy room. Instead, we're just going to do a bunch of facility benefits. That feels good. 1, 2, 3, 4. When issuing the research order, to gain information about creatures, items, you can roll an extra die. When issuing the trade order to acquire non-magical items. There, perfect. Nice. Nice. I like it. War room. 1, 2, 3. We're making a recruit check. Recruit. No. Oh, wait. When issuing the maintain order to defend the bastion. There we go. Orders. Recruit. You can issue the recruit order to send the troops maintained in your barracks to attack. You can issue the recruit order to rally troops to attack a rival bastion. Barracks we do not send our barracks out. We keep our barracks for defense. That's what they're there for. You can issue the recruit order to rally troops to attack a rival. You can issue the recruit order to rally troops to attack a rival bastion or settlement as described in the Sabotage and Warfare section below. A bastion can issue an order multiple times. The end. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Maintain recruits. So this one's only got 3. So this is like one of the few that don't have 4 things already. 1, 2, 3. Improve facilities when making a craft check. You can roll an additional bastion die. When issuing the craft order to create non-magical items, you can roll an additional when making the craft and power. Shit. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. How does the crypt work? Let's see if we can mirror its language. I think I'm going to have a problem with crypt because it's harvesting. I think crypt is harvesting. Or is it just a facilities action? That's going to make or break. So recruiting is to get troops. Harvest to create undead. But we have a rule about not replicating more than one order of a type. So if we're going to use a workshop to create golems, empower seems to be the right answer for that. But the workshop can already create magical items. I'm not gonna get rid of that because the workshop just makes sense to be able to do that. It's literally the last one. Delicious. When making a maintain check to repair damaged facilities, you can roll an additional bastion die, adding the highest result. When you roll a bastion die to determine repairs, how many bastion points are repaired. There you go. You can roll to see how many you repair. Order, craft, order, magic item. Shit, I'm really choking on this. Puppet time. I'm almost out of here myself, so I may or may not be here when you're back, but we'll see. While a golem remains within the bastion, the workshop is undamaged. It can be commanded without difficulty. How about this? You can issue the recruit order to coax you can issue the recruit order to you can issue the harvest order to imbue a spirit
into the body of a golem constructed in this facility
To serve
and defend the bastion. The CR of golem created this way is determined by the number of points spent to improve this facility up to the rank of bastion. Nice. To coax a spirit into the body of a golem constructed in this facility to serve and defend the bastion. The CR of golem created this way is determined by the number of points spent to improve this facility up to the rank of the bastion. Example, homunculus.
This is gonna work. This is our last task. So when we come back on Thursday, we'll then go through and equalize everything so that the ones that are lagging behind catch up with the 4 points, with the 4 mechanics, and then we will really be able to just balance out and see like some of these other ones. Let's go with construct.
Baboon.
Why is it what? I said construct. Fucking baboon. Get out of here. Why is it that? What? I said construct.
What? No, construct. No, not beast. Just construct. Wait, what else do I got tied up in this mess? No. Oh, just a flabble flibbles. Blurp. There we go. Okay, cool.
Blurb.
Oh, just a flabble flibbles. Blurp.
Yeesh. Okay, 11 pages, huh? Okay, well. Living demiplane. Sure thing, buddy. Homunculus.
Flying dagger.
Metallic Warbler. Ginger Brute, of course. Sick. Let's skip Ginger Brute. The Drawns.
Ooh, Winged Thrall. That's a good one.
Maybe it was Thrall. It's a higher level. Ooh, animated armor, of course. Anything else that's really tasty in here? Shield Guardian's going to be in here somewhere. Iron Defender.
Oh, that's a really good one. We're going to HI. We're going to replace Flying Dagger with Iron Defender. Holy crap, that's so good. Oh, that's a really good one. We're going to HI. We're going to replace Flying Dagger with Iron Defender.
Iron Defender. Well, I'm just a couple examples. I just want to go with 3 like common examples. But yeah, I mean, you could trace through here and find whatever you want. Up to 1 animated ballista. Holy fuck yes, animated ballista. That's new from the dungeons. Oh no, that was in Dungeons and Mad Mage. Really, it's in that that free supplement that they put out for defending against undead. I don't remember the name of it offhand. But it had animated turret, trebuchet, animated ballistas, auto gnome, clockwork horror. That might not be horrible. Let's see if we can find something that's higher though. Come on, buddy. Worker Robot. Ancient Construct. Clockwork Iron Cobra. Helmed Horror. What's he thinking? Animatronicalosaur. We're in the 5s right now. Helmed Horror might not. Animated Ballista. I like that. It's a bunch of weird stuff floating around inside this space. Yeah, Helmed Horror. Wait. Yep. Perfect. And that goes to 5, right? Yeah. Let's see. Maybe on the next page there's more 5s. Good. Ooh, Flesh Golem. Fucking perfect. All right, 6 to 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. Six, 7, 8, 9. Shield Guardian, there it is. Love it. What else you got? Oh, Warforged Titan. Holy shit, that's dope. What? Tome Guardian? Why that specifically? Holy shit. Why that specifically? Yeah, it's a Flesh Golem. Let's skip that one if we can. Let's see. I bet Stone Golem is going to be up in here. Well, I guess not, huh? Let's skip that one if we can. Maybe. It's up to 9. So anything beyond 9. Oh, Clay Golem. There we go. That's what I wanted. Maybe Stone Golem is going to be in here, and then Iron Golem here. That'd be fun. We're now looking at 10 plus. 10 to 13. Maybe Stone Golem is going to be in here, and then Iron Golem here. That'd be fun. Stone Golem. There we go. Animated statue it is. One more. Animated statue it is. Cadaver Collector. No. Oh, Iron Golem. I was right. 16. Well, that's a big jump. Iron Golem. I was right. 16. Well, that's a big jump. Stone Juggernaut. Yeah. Granite Juggernaut. Good call. Iron Golem. Maybe not Hellfire Engine. Oh, wait. We got a whole other page. What else you got? What you got? How with you? Show me the love. Oh, wait. We got a whole other page. What else you got? What you got? Flesh Colossus. How with you? Show me the love. Colossus. Wait, are Colossus stupid? Yes, they are. Very good. More or extra planar, those don't count. Yeah, for sure. Let's check out Steel Predator real quick. Oh, that's kind of cool. I'm gonna go with Steel Predator. It's an upgrade from Steel Defender. Or the Iron Defender. I like that. Iron Golem, Colossus. Bam. We done did do it. We done did do it, dude. All right, so that's all of them. We'll work on settlements later, but for now we got what? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck you. 5. Okay, that's too many. Because I like the idea of being able to build. Like, how else are you going to build a construct? This makes the most sense. We have to have some place that you can make constructs because it's a thing that you can do in the book, and we need to be able to give it a place. Meanwhile, the idea of Bastion dice to be able to help with defense or for repairs, I like that idea, but we're not ready for that. And we just resolved the recruits with the training area. Okay, this was a successful day, my dudes. We have all of them taken care of, so when we come back through, we'll be back on Thursday. We're going to sweep on through these. We're going anything that doesn't have 4, like for example, the War Room has 1, 2, 3. For example. That was going to be an example, but we'll let that sit. But yeah, the War Room needs something more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trophy Room's good. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's good. We'll go through this. We'll go through this next time. It's time for me to bail. So I am out of here. I will be back tomorrow morning. I will. It's a late start on our week, but tomorrow morning we're going to start working on Eberron artifact artwork, and then I should be here for lunch. I don't remember what I'm going to work. I'm going to work on something at lunchtime. We'll figure it out when I get here. But that's it for now, guys. First of all, thanks a lot for the inspiration and the pushback on things. to be able to stress test the ideas. So I think I appreciate everybody helping out. So that's it for now. I'm out of here. Later, guys.